afternoon, everyone. Look, we have a big surprise for you. We have this afternoon Miss Love in the hot seat. Believe it or not, she's going to be interviewed by a couple of young ladies that are very familiar with her. So we're going to sit back and get some laughs out of this. So enjoy. I'm telling you, it's to be seen. All right, so introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Imani. Hi, my name is Imani. I'm my aunt's niece.
This is my niece Imani. I have another niece over there in the corner, Bria. Say hi, Bria.
Hi.
Okay, so they're gonna ask me some questions, and I'm gonna try my best to answer them. So go ahead on, shoot.
First question, what is your profession?
I am retired. I'm retired law enforcement. I am now working for myself. I have 3 small businesses. One is a consultant business where I go out and I talk about self-empowerment. I go to the schools. I go to different little events around the area. I have seminars, and I'm actually going to church and I preach. And so I do a lot of things with that business. And I have another business, which is an entertainment business, where as you see this podcast. I also do radio on Saturdays. And we got a lot more stuff coming up doing, with the entertainment business, because it's only 2 years old. Actually, I had to revamp it, so it's like 1 year old, going on 2 years. And then my last business is a clothing business. And if you hadn't heard, I started doing T-shirts with my clothing business. So I've been real busy. It's been a little difficult, but, I'm trusting God.
Okay.
How long you been on the radio? I've been on the radio 6 years. 2017.
When and what time?
2017 December. So it'll be 6 years December. The first Saturday of December will make my 6th year. We come on Saturdays at 11 o'clock a.m. on 95.3 FM and 1400 a.m.
Okay. So, next question. This is a good one.
Okay.
How was your behavior towards your other siblings when you were younger?
Okay, when I was younger, I always wanted to be the only child. I always wanted to be the only child. I think every time my mom got pregnant, she asked me, do you want a sister or brother? And I said no. But they came anyways. So I loved them and everything, but my mom did try to make me feel like I was the only child at times, like they would eat cereal and she'd go cook for me because I didn't want cereal. And so I was kind of a little selfish growing up, spoiled. I love my sister and brother now. Nobody better not mess with them. But, I wanted to be the only child. So that's the truth.
Okay.
I'm glad I'm not now. I'm so glad I'm not. But I did want to be when I was younger.
Okay. Next question up here is, what was your overall average for your middle school and high school year?
Okay.
Separated.
Talking about my grades.
Mm-hmm.
I was an honor roll student all the way up until about the, 10th grade. I was honor roll. Then in 10th grade, I started really liking the boys and stuff. And my grades dropped. So I got kicked out of the honor society. And, graduated. Thank you, Lordy.
And what was your favorite moment in middle school?
My favorite moment in middle school? Oh, my goodness, that was so long ago. Let me think. Back then, we called it, junior high school. And I think my favorite moment was when I started playing the saxophone. I started playing saxophone in junior high school, and I played through high school. So that was my favorite moment, because it was something I was good at. I could really play, y'all. I mean, I could really play. I should have kept playing. So by now I have my albums out, because I was really good. I was just that good.
What was your favorite moment in high school?
My favorite moment in high school was graduating.
Hmm.
I wasn't a school type person. Now, school wasn't for me. I had no desire to go to college. Um, so graduation was good. And then when I got out of graduation, I went to the military, and I was forced to go back to school by my supervisor. I think him and Mama had concocted this thing where they gonna make me think I didn't have to go to school, but I ended up having to go back to school. Like that, I went in 1990, and October 1990, and 1991, around about March, I was being made to go back to school, and I was like, no, this ain't what's supposed to happen, but I'm glad I did. I ended up getting 2 master's degrees, so that's it. What's the next question, y'all?
All right. So we call you Auntie Love, but where did the name Love come from?
Oh, okay. Love came from my mother and my father. They were so in love that they named me Love, and Love was actually supposed to have been my government name, but they decided to name me after my aunt who passed away. She was Arnette McSwain. She was actually Arnetta, but she legally changed her name before she died at age 14. And so my grandma allowed her to change her name, so they named me Arnette McSwain after her. And they just called me Love from the beginning. So my mother never called me Arnette.
What were some of the other interests that you had in or outside of school?
Oh, okay. I used to sing. I could sing. So I would sing. Hopefully, I used to sing all the way through the military. I used to go around singing karaoke. I used to compete. I stopped competing when I was cheated out of a victory in Hawaii. I stopped competing. I was like, that's just one thing I couldn't, deal with, is being cheated, and so they messed up my act, they messed up my music. It was horrible, and I was done. Matter of fact, the man knew I was cheated, that he gave me my entry money back. So that was my hobby. I used to sing. I used to sing at different events, like I would sing the national anthem when I was a deputy sheriff. I would sing for their programs and stuff like that. So singing was my hobby.
Okay. Do you think you could tell us a little bit about your family members?
What would you like to know?
Well, just probably name them, say like who they are to you, like something like that.
I don't really like to talk about them because I'm going to forget somebody and somebody going to get offended, but let me start with my siblings. I have a bunch of siblings now. I have the ones that grew up in the house with me. Of course, y'all mother, Arlise. Uncle Robert. Then the other two have Aunt Jasmine and have Aunt Lisa. Okay? And Aunt Lisa happens to be about 2 years younger than me, then Arlise, then Robert, then Jasmine, and then we also call Aunt Lisa's brother our brother too, okay? Because we don't leave any siblings out. Okay, so Big Pepper Steak is our brother too. So it's about, and so now, outside of that, my sister cousin is Lisa. That's cousin Lisa. That's in Florida. That's who I grew up with. We grew up like sisters. And Lisa's oldest sister is cousin Amanda. And her brother was Junior, and he passed away a few years ago. I have, y'all know Ray, cousin Ray. Yeah, it's just so many of us. It's hard to name, You know, I got my kids, Keon and Darius. There's just so many. I mean, what in particular do y'all want to know about them?
And just tell us, like, you know, just tell us who they are to you. Like,
They my family. That's all. They my family.
Next question.
Our family. Mm-hmm.
Well, this one's more my self-interest for this. What would you describe your particular fashion sense and how you dress and for your words?
Okay, I hate suits. I hate getting dressed up. I hate ruffles. I hate lace. I don't like all that stuff on my body. I don't like it. This is not lace. It's a flares, okay? I don't like that lace against my body. I don't like them tight suits against my body. I don't like all that stuff. I like to be comfortable. I like to be very, very, very comfortable. And if I can find an outfit that's dressy but I'm comfortable, I will wear it to death. I mean, I will put it on all the time. I don't care what nobody say. As long as it's clean, I'm going to put it on. I don't like all them big hats and stuff like that. Now, I like hats, like little brims and stuff. Don't like them big old church girl hats and stuff like that. I don't like all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I like comfortable styles. I like shoes where I can slide my feet in and out because I like to be foot. I like to have no shoes on my feet. I barely like clothes, but I don't like shoes on my feet. I take my shoes off every chance I get.
what would you say your favorite color is?
Pink. I buy anything pink. Anything pink. I buy anything. See them cups? Pick that cup up right there. Anything pink, any pink, I buy it. It don't even matter.
Next question. What would you say, like overall, a general area, what is your favorite type of food?
Okay. Okay. I like spaghetti with meat sauce, meatballs. I love spaghetti. That is my favorite. I like tomato paste in a sauce. That's what I like. That's what I love. And then I would also like a steak. Every once in a while, I like a good steak, medium well, with some onions and mushrooms if I can. But spaghetti, lasagna, in that family where it has that tomato paste, I love it. And then I also like seafood, but I like crab legs. I like some shrimp because all shrimp don't taste good. I like the shrimp that's fresh. It tastes so good. But I will eat steamed oysters. You like steamed oysters? I know you don't. I would eat steamed oysters if you have them. But my favorite, spaghetti. Okay.
What would you say is your favorite thing to do, maybe on the weekends or where you have like free time?
Sleep.
Yeah.
I like to sleep. I like to sleep. I like to rest. Because I will work all night. I will work 12 to 15 hours straight. And I have to get my rest. But because when my body says, like the other day, I saw the sunset. No, I saw sunrise. And then I saw sunrise again. This was like 4 days ago. I did not sleep. I continuously worked on my t-shirts. So when I sat down, finally, I had to get my rest because if I don't, I get sick. So I will get my rest on you. I don't even care if I have to call in. If I was working for somebody, I'll call in to get my sleep. That's important to me. What else?
Okay. Have you ever thought of taking up any, like, not like generally singing, but like art-based things?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do any like artists?
I used to dance. I used to dance. I took dance in high school.
What specifically?
Modern dance. Used to modern dance when I was in high school. And now I can dance anyway. I can dance. People like to see me dance because I'm a big girl. So people like to sit down and I'll be dancing and they like to watch me dance. It's crazy. It's crazy because I'm not stiff and they be like, oh, you're so smooth. And yeah, I took dance. I was a Girl Scout. know how to live in the woods. I knew how to live in the woods before I went into the military. Knew how to make my little cinnamons and all that stuff. Knew how to make my Girl Scout tacos. Still my favorite, one of my favorites. Girl Scout tacos. Y'all call them nachos now, but they were actually Girl Scout tacos. And we learned how to make those back in the early 80s, late 70s. We were making those things. So y'all ain't doing nothing new with them tacos, them nachos. We had them down packed already. And so, yeah. What else? I don't want to jump the gun. What else? Y'all don't want to know about my boyfriends, all that stuff?
Well, we're
Oh, you gonna ask me? Okay, I'll wait.
So, I guess, how would you describe your love life in high school and college?
In high school,
Don't tell them all the juicy stuff.
when I was in high school, okay, let me just put this out so y'all understand who y'all like is or was. I was very hard-headed.
Keep it clean.
I was very mischievous. I knew I was going to get in trouble, so I just did it anyways. Because by the time she got to me, it's already done. So I kind of did. Now don't get me wrong, I was scared of Mama because Mama didn't play. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, she was the only person I feared. The only person. But I still did whatever I wanted to do because I knew I was going to get it. I just, got myself ready. My mom used to always say, you too stupid to be scared when you need to be scared. And that still rings true today because I don't fear anybody for real but Mama. So I used to get whipping all the time, but I always did something. And when I think about had she not whipped me where I would be, I am grateful for the discipline that she gave me because I would have been terrible. I would have destroyed myself had I not been disciplined. Because I was hard-headed. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. And so the discipline that I received kind of held me back from just getting butt wild. You understand?
Yeah.
And so you have to be appreciative when your parents discipline you because it's to make you a better person. And had not she did what she was supposed to do as a parent, I would have been a horrible person. I was still bad when I got grown, but I knew my limits. And so as far as you said boyfriends, what did you say? My love life. I don't have that one right now. I don't have one, and I don't have one because I'm concentrating on other things. I'm concentrating on my business, my money. I'm trying to make money in my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So once I can make money in my sleep, then I think about that right there because I don't need nobody pulling from me. As far as high school, everybody had little puppy love and all that stuff like that. But that's about it. Don't go backwards now.
Here's one question that I think me and Bria both want to know.
Okay.
I don't even know you.
You're supposed to hear it. When was the time you've gotten in trouble? Like the worst time you've ever gotten in trouble?
The worst time I ever got in trouble. When I tried to fight Mama back.
Oh my gosh.
That's when I found out that she could not only discipline me, I found out she could fight too.
Oh my
That
gosh.
had to be the worst time. Y'all Mama was there. I got tired of her hitting me. And I said, I'm tired of you hitting me, so I swung. And Mama had her coat on, so Mama was like, oh, you want to fight? You want to fight? So Mama took the coat off and started tagging, that swinging. I couldn't fight back because I was like, I don't want to get hurt no more than what I'm already getting hurt. So I didn't even just fight. I just took them licks like a champ and cried. And your mama was standing right over here just watching. I think she felt sorry for me. But she was like, you shouldn't have swung it. That was the worst trouble that I was ever in.
Oh my god.
Because I got beat up real bad that night. Real bad. It wasn't no whipping, it wasn't no spanking, it wasn't no belts involved. It was a pure fist fight with y'all grandma. And then I knew she could fight.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
How old were you when that happened?
I was in high school.
Oh.
I had to be like in the 10th, 11th grade. Because we was at Kevin Mountain. Okay, go ahead.
While they're thinking, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay. You remember, your sister Lisa always doing videos.
Yes.
I found that the one she did of you, the day she came in, because I know a lot of people wonder, was that planned? You were sleeping on the desk, and she was going to surprise you.
Yeah.
And when she came up here, you were just out of it, just knocked out. And was that planned?
No, that was the day that I was sleeping from when I had stayed up all night, I believe. Or was that the day after I got back in town? It was either the day I had got back in town. The day after I got back in town, I was still tired. No, it wasn't planned. I was actually asleep. I had been asleep.
Because that was one of the most hilarious videos that I've seen, and I think it got a lot of views, because it was like when you woke up and the camera was in your face, it was like you just was, all of a sudden your whole, I just can't imagine what you was thinking.
But first of all, the thing was, I called her.
It was funny.
When I woke up and I called her, I said, what you doing? She said, I'm sitting here looking pretty. I said, pretty don't make no money. And she was like, well, okay. Well, it gonna make me some money. And I was like, all right, back. Right? So I went back to sleep. I didn't know that she was coming up here. I thought she was gonna stay home because she always stay home. She don't never come to work. So that is what threw me.
And she had made a whole video saying, I'm going to surprise my sister. And when she got here, the surprise was on all of us, because you was sitting, y'all should have seen her. She was sitting over there laid out. I mean, she was gone. She was gone. And when she woke up and saw that camera on her, the look on her face was worth $1 million.
But this is what I do. When you work for yourself, you can take naps when you need to take a nap, and then you get back to work. See, I can stay here in my office as long as I need to get my work done. So that's what I do. If I need to take a nap, I take a nap. I get up, start doing t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? Or I start working on my speeches and stuff. But I get my work done. But you don't have nobody clocking you. Because if you don't do work, you don't get any money. You know, so...
Here's a question for you to recommend. When I get older, would you recommend me working for myself, having my own business, but me having to handle all of that work, organizing everything like that? Or would you recommend me having my own business but also having employees to help me out with that stuff? And just
it depends. Now you may have to start off doing it yourself because of your money flow. But if you're fortunate to have a business where your money is flowing quickly and right off the rip, you can probably need some help. Okay, so you can have employees or you can have independent contractors, meaning you can have people come in that works actually for themselves, and you have to pay them and give them an M9 showing where you pay them, and that's how you do your taxes with that. So they're not actually your employees, they're contracted help. However you want to do it. If I was to need help with my t-shirts, I would give them an M9. I would have independent contractors come work for me, meaning they would have to pay their own taxes on what I give them, well, what I pay them. That's how I would do mine, because I don't want any employees right now, because I don't know how my money gonna flow. My money might not flow good next week, but it might flow good the week after. So I wouldn't want nobody depending on me to pay their bills right about now. So yeah, it just depends. I would advise you to actually get some experience working for someone else too, so you'll know how it feels to be in the workforce. That way you'll know how to treat people that work for you. You know what to expect and all that stuff. Because for a long time I ran my businesses, I was working for other people, you know. And so that's an experience that you're going to need too.
What would you say is one of your favorite or maybe happiest moments from when you were younger? It didn't have to be like really, really young. Maybe just like high school, middle school age, college age, something. Just something like that.
When my mama used to give us parties, my mom was like the cool mama in the neighborhood, and so we always had the best parties, because she actually was more fun than we were, than the children. Mama was more fun than the children, so she knew how to have fun. So she would give us parties and invite the whole community. Then Mama would also feed the kids if they, was hungry. So that's what I think we learned about giving back, especially me. I give back a little bit more than my sisters and brothers, but I watched Mama do it. She was selfless. I remember Mama gave away my truck. Well, it wasn't a truck. It was a nice green Cadillac. That's what it was. And I wasn't ready to let that Cadillac go. And the mama gave away my Cadillac. Them people painted my green Cadillac red. I had to walk by them kids every day to see my green Cadillac painted red outside. We didn't even leave my Cadillac outside. My Cadillac was in perfect condition. That Cadillac was supposed to stay in the house until you ride it. And then it's like the garage. You put it in the garage. You take it out to ride. Them people left my Cadillac on the ground all overnight. I was sick. I don't know why she gave my Cadillac away. That thing hurt me to this day. What y'all should I get for me?
So, what would you say, like, how do you think you felt when you first started learning to drive?
I ain't feel no kind of way. Mama had a big old car. I mean, that car was huge. I mean, you turn the corner, you steer around the other corner, and that car was huge. And I'll never forget when I grabbed that wheel the first time, that car was all over the street. I didn't feel like nothing. I was like, I ain't gonna never get this thing here, right? I didn't understand, but then I used to not her car. I used to drive illegally. I would drive my cousin's car. He had a big Cadillac. His car was bigger than Mama's, and I would drive his car. I ain't have my license yet, and that's how I really learned. I just get on the road, start driving. Yeah.
Nice.
No, that wasn't nice. It was dangerous. I shouldn't have done it, but I was hard-headed. Any more questions?
I don't at the moment.
You have any more questions?
Yes. How would you say you got along with, I guess, like, classmates? Like in any grade?
Okay. I really wasn't a people person. I've always been an introvert. I always wanted to be by myself. Always. I had some friends, but it was just school. I didn't hang out with anybody after school, like talking about, unless we were family. And that thing gonna fall. I'm gonna push that thing back up there with them bags. But yeah, I didn't hang out with nobody unless we was family. I would say Missy Ellen and I was good friends, but we didn't hang out after school. But we were friends. I think she befriended me before anybody did, because I was like, I came from another high school, and I was like a fish out of water But she was very kind to me when I came to the new school. And Mama remembered that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just really, I wasn't that type of person. Even, you know, your mom, when she started going to school with me, people didn't even know we were sisters. Because I wasn't friendly with her either. I walked by her and I just keep walking. And nobody knew we were sisters until one day I heard her fussing in the locker room. And I backed up and I was like, "We got a problem." And then that's when people found out we were sisters. But by then, I think, man, I was about to graduate by then. And nobody knew we were sisters. Because I didn't like being around folks. What else?
So would you say that you were a pretty good student in class?
Sometimes.
Behavior-wise?
For the most part, I was. I didn't want to get beat. I didn't want no whipping. You know, when I got older, I acted up in some classes when I didn't like the teacher. And I didn't need the class to graduate. So I act out. I didn't care. It wasn't the proper thing to do because you shouldn't disrespect your elders. But I did it.
Here's a question. Like, in your overall life, has there ever been, like, red flags in friends? Or, like, in relationships or stuff like that? That you can, like, not, like, give this story, but, like, share, like, in general?
When you got a friend, let's say you got a girlfriend, friend that's a girl, that stays in your business too much about your boyfriend. What finger?
The one she in the match with the chair.
It stays in your business about your boyfriend, that's a red flag. Keep him out your business. That's the first thing. A lot of them be up to no good. They be trying to figure out how they can creep in. That's the truth. Red flag. People lie too much. When they lie, believe they're a liar. That's it. Just believe they're a liar. And you handle them like such, you know. You either believe them very little, you know. They might do it, they might not. We'll see, who cares. It's one of those things when people lie to you. When a person show you that they're a clown, laugh at them and keep moving. Don't take them seriously. You see what I'm saying? And I don't care if it's years later. If somebody was a clown when they was 20 and they show you that they're a clown and they 40, laugh at them because you knew they was a clown when they was 20. Ain't that much change, you know? So, but the red flags is when people show you for real who they are, and I know y'all heard it before, just believe it. Just believe it at the corner. You ain't got to cut them off unless it's detrimental to you, unless it's something that's going to bring you some harm or you some problems. You ain't got to cut them off and just know how to handle them. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What else y'all got for me? Y'all finished?
I was gonna. Yeah, you go.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, what would you say? Like, what show do you think you like? That's just like maybe something that you just need a good laugh at. You know, any shows that make you just feel better?
I watch Martin. It don't matter what year it is. I watch Martin reruns. I watch Sanford and Son. I watch Good Times. I watch The Jeffersons. All those old shows that take your mind off of your problems or take your mind off your issues. Those are the shows that I watch.
Nice.
What would you want to ask me?
I'm done.
You done? You done too?
Yeah.
All right. Don't ask me nothing later. All right, y'all. I just gave my nieces all the answers they wanted. I know they wanted me to ask me some more stuff about their mama, but we can't talk about her. So we have to keep our promise. So I'm done, Miss G.
And with that being said, we'd like to say thank you for watching and have a blessed day.